Hi guys, I'm Jim and this is J&R Woodworking, and today I want to talk a little bit about some of the nailers I have and which ones I would buy today and which ones I would not. Start off, I have a Craftsman, and if you look around, almost every tool that I have was Craftsman. As I buy new, I'm going to switch, and I'll tell you to who in a minute. This is a Craftsman brad nailer. It's an oilless nailer. The safety on it does not have any type of protection as far as a plastic tip to keep from marring up what you're trying to nail together. I've used this very little. I never built anything that small. I've always done big stuff. I built houses, garages, decks, patios, remodeled kitchens, bathrooms, I even built a bridge across the creek for a lady once. This is another Craftsman nailer. This is a finish nailer. This does have a plastic protection, I guess, boot or foot, whatever you want to call it. And these are all single fire nailers, meaning you push it down once, you pull the trigger once, it'll nail. You pull the trigger again, it'll do nothing. If you hold the trigger in and set it down again, it'll do nothing. It's only made to fire once for every time you set it down. These are rigid nailers that I just bought. They do both have a protective foot on the end of the safety so it doesn't mar up your project. They also come with extra plastic feet. Now my Craftsman, I just ordered extra feet for this one, and it took a long time to get them. Now the finish nailer again has a protective plastic foot, and it comes with a spare. These are either single fire or multi-fire machines. They're set right now on single fire, which again means you push it down, you pull the trigger, you get one nail. If you're trying to nail, when I built boxes and stuff, there's a button on the back side. You push in on that, this side comes out, and you turn it. Now you pull the trigger in, and you can bounce it, and it'll shoot as many nails as you bounce. Both of these will do that. My Senko nailer is either single or multi-fire. Now this bad boy I've had for almost 30 years. I built a lot of garages and houses with this thing. This works excellent for putting down sheeting, the OSB, on roofs or sidewalls, because you can set this up for multi-fire, but you have to open it up and change the entire trigger assembly to do that. That's about a 15-minute job, so it's not something you're going to want to do on the job site to switch back and forth. Now if you push this down and pull the trigger, it'll shoot one nail. But if you lift it up, set up the way it is, you pull the trigger in, you can just bounce it and it'll shoot as many nails as you want. This runs on, I believe, up to 100 pounds of air. I don't see where it says right now. But the new one I just got, Paslode, this doesn't run on air. This runs on propane. Yes, I said propane. And this is your gas cylinder. These are about $14. And that'll drive about 2,000 nails, so I'm told. Now, my old neighbor, before I moved here, we built houses together. He had one of these. And he had a lot of luck, good luck with it. We never had a problem with it. I think once we opened it up and cleaned out the air intake. Because once you start using this, a fan starts running. And it runs pretty much all the time if you're constantly nailing. What the fan does is it purges that chamber out and gets rid of all the burned gas and makes room for, when you push this down, the safety, that gives a shot of gas into the cylinder. When you pull the trigger, it runs on an ion battery, that's rechargeable. When you pull the trigger, it creates a spark inside that cylinder, shoves the piston down and drives the nail. Now this thing will shoot longer nails than my Senko will. And this thing is also adjustable. It has a little adjustment here. You can slide this safety up and down depending how far you want the nails sunk. And believe me, this thing will sink the nails out of sight. It'll go, that Senko won't begin to sink the nails like this thing will. If you're up into the trusses, where you're trying to nail bracing into the trusses, like if you're putting up a hip roof package and one of the braces comes up against the metal banding plate that they crush into the trusses, that Senko will not drive a nail through that plate. I've tried. Every time it hits the plate, the nail bends and it pops out the side. That pass load will shoot them right through them plates. I don't know, I think it's the speed. It's coming out of there faster with probably more energy behind it, and it'll blow right through them plates, and just, it does a beautiful job of nailing. I can't say enough good about them. Now on these nailers, this one I've used a lot. And what's wrong with this now is on the top of this, there's a plastic bumper with a spring above it, just underneath this head plate. And what that does is when you shoot a nail, your air pressure drives the nail down, and then there's a return pressure that drives the piston back up and loads it for the next fire. Well, this bumper on the top from oil, and this one you have to use oil in it, that piece of plastic has broken down and just disintegrated, and they tell me that they're no longer available. It's a nice nailer. I've always took care of my stuff. It's always in drawers. It doesn't get dropped or banged around, but it can't get any parts for it. So I think I'm going to sell these two as parts. If you've got one and you need parts for yours, there you go. These rigids, when you buy them, you get some paperwork, and you can either do it by phone, by mail, or on the computer. You fill out the warranty papers and send them in. They'll send you back a paper that you hang on to it along with your sales receipt, and Ridgid tools are guaranteed for life. No matter what happens to them, 20 years down the road, if they no longer have parts, they're going to give you a brand new nailer. I have some other Ridgid tools here I'd like to show you. Let me spin this camera around. I got a little background noise. My furnace just kicked in. Now here's some other Ridgid tools I have. This is a screw shooter for either doing drywall or decks, putting in deck screws. The deck job I'm finishing up on the back of my house, we're screwing everything together. So this little honey's getting a workout, believe me. The 3-inch deck screws. This is a hammer drill. I bought this one after my 1.5-year-old Milwaukee hammer drill quit working on me. After, I would say I drilled probably 15 holes with that drill, and it just, the motor got hot and started smoking. And of course it was out of warranty, so they wouldn't do anything about it. I said, well, I can do something about it. I'll buy a Ridgid. Lifetime warranty. I bought me a new right angle 4-inch grinder. Very well balanced. I really like this model. The motor's back here, the head's up here, your handle's in the middle, and it's very, very nicely balanced. It's easy to work. My cordless drills and cordless hammer drill. I've talked about these before in other videos. Lifetime warranty, not only on the drill, but the batteries are warranted for life. Now, what brand, major brands of cordless drills, saws, reciprocating saws, a circular saw that runs on batteries are guaranteed for life? I've never heard that before. And the charger's guaranteed for life. Each piece has a serial number. You have to write all the serial numbers down on all this rigid equipment, and you either mail it in or you do it on a computer, and they'll mail you back or send you an email that you print out, confirmation that you have actually did the warranty work, and they're guaranteed for life. So I guess it's pretty easy to tell, if I have to buy tools today, they're going to be rigids. I would think that they're going to take over the tool market if they keep up with this warranty, because no one offers a warranty like this. My last big drill that looked a lot like this was a Craftsman. Batteries are fine, charger's good, the drill worked, the trigger went bad on me. So I tore it apart, figured out what was wrong with it, went down to Sears, ordered a trigger. They wanted $79 for the trigger assembly. I said, are you serious? I didn't pay, I think I paid $109 for this combo set because it was after Father's Day and they had some left over. If you don't have a Home Depot close to where you live, go online. You can buy any of their tools online, free shipping, right to your door, and they're all lifetime warranted. And I think that covers their table saws, their band saws, a lot of the bigger stationary equipment too. So check them out, and no, they don't endorse me. They're not a sponsor of mine. I don't have any sponsors, and I don't really want any, because then I feel like I can't really say what I think. So as far as Craftsman tools, I won't be buying any more of them. Everything's going to be rigid. So if you get a chance, check them out. Subscribe if you haven't. I got a lot of things coming up, and I wouldn't want you to miss them. Until next time, keep your shop dusty, your tools sharp, and make something cool. We'll talk to you soon.